Alright, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to get started using Google Search Console for your keyword research. Now, let me caveat this. Google Search Console is only as good as the landing page copy and the keywords that you use on your landing pages and your blog posts and all of your content that Google can service through its search engines. If you don't have your primary keywords in your landing pages, they're simply not going to be there. Now, Google Search Console can be used to find maybe keywords that you are ranking for in Google search, but you're not in the #1 position or you're not on the first page. This can help you find keywords that you can target and start building new landing pages for and target those keywords if you feel that they are best fit for your business. So let's go ahead and get started with Google Search Console. So what you want to do is, whatever browser you're in, you first want to go in to your browser, and how you get to Google Search Console is basically you type, just like you're going to kind of type like you're going into Google, except you're going to type search.google.com, and you're going to do the backslash, and then you're going to do search-console, just like you see me here doing right here. This is going to take you to your Google Search Console, and you're going to be able to see all of the sites that you have hooked up to Google Search Console. If you haven't hooked up your business to Google Search Console, I do have a video showing you how to get your business to hook your business information into Google Search Console. Now, the thing with Google Search Console is that it also can be hooked into your Google Analytics to provide you with a lot more insight in how your website traffic, your organic website traffic behaves in terms of Google search. Bing has their own platform or their own Bing Webmaster Tools where you can go see what keywords you're ranking for in Bing. So don't think that these two, that Google Search Console and Bing Search Console, are going to always show the same data, because they won't. And that's one of the key differences. Bing has its own algorithms and Google has its own algorithms in terms of how it ranks your landing pages and surfaces your content in terms of keywords and how you're found. Now, there's a bunch of parts of Google Search Console that are important, but for me, let's just go in today's video, what we're going to focus on is the performance report. We're not going to focus on any of the other stuff, because this can get quite long if we focus on the other areas such as indexing and the core vitals experience and all of that. So we're not going to focus on that stuff today. What we're specifically focusing on today is your keywords report. So let's go over here. I'm on my desktop, so if you're on your mobile, I don't suggest doing this on mobile because it can get kind of crazy and funny, and seeing all these charts can kind of get weird. So I suggest you do this on like a tablet or a desktop where you have the ability to see the full graphs for your data. Over here on the left-hand side, we're going to go to the Performance tab. And this is for my website, for my personal brand website. I'm going to be honest, I haven't done a lot of work on this website in over a year, because I have been mainly focused on another website that I own, of the property that I own, and building content and really doing things for that brand, for that website. This website was focused on giving nonprofits information about how to use Google Ad Grants, and really focused on the nonprofit side. So this website, my personal brand website, that's what this website is for. And since I haven't focused on it or really built any new content for it, my kind of clicks have gone down. So in this report, we can see, as you can see, we can view this report for up to 16 months. So you can see the last 16 months of your data. Now, there is a way to get up to store all of your data past 16 months. And that's by doing a export to Google BigQuery. That is a lot more advanced than using the Google Search Console UI. So I'm not going to explain how to do that and what that looks like today. That'll be a different tutorial and a different video, and it does require SQL skills in order to use it. But it can give you you can store all of your data past 16 months with that platform. So it'll give you your day-to-day Search Console data, and it'll be your data to store forever, and you can use it however long you want to use it. But with the UI, with the Google Search Console UI, you can only see past the last up to the past 16 months. And then it only gives you, I think, up to maybe a day or two. So you can only see maybe 2 days ago of data. As you can see, I'm going to click on the last 16 months for this data, just so we can see what's going on and how my web traffic has performed over a 16-month time period. And like I said, I haven't really been focused on this website, so there might have been traffic spikes and ups and downs throughout the process of this website. Overall, for the last 16 months, I've only had 4,444 clicks, and I've had a lot of impressions. But we're going to look at that and why those impressions for me aren't necessarily a good thing. And then we have an average click-through rate and an average position of 45.3. Okay? Competitiveness in the market really does dictate how well you're going to perform in the search engines. And the keywords that you target are going to be especially important. Another thing that's important when you're trying to do SEO is getting those backlinks and really targeting keywords and content around the keywords that for your target audience. Again, I haven't been focused on this website, so this traffic for this is just horrible. And it's a very niche website, so it's for nonprofit organizations. It is not for everyone. So my content and my audience is very small. And that's what you have to consider when you're thinking about the content that you're producing and the niche audience that you're producing it for. Okay, so let's continue on. So one of my biggest keywords, or the biggest articles that I have on my website, is an article about e-commerce for nonprofits. It was ranking extremely well in #1 position for a very long time, and I didn't understand why the traffic for that particular page dropped until I actually did I looked in Google to see that somebody had written a piece of content very similar to my content, and they had started ranking #1 for that content. Now, was this an issue for me? Yes, it was. Was I going to go back and redo that content? No, I wasn't. And no, I will not, because I am not focused on redoing that content or this website at this point in time. So it really doesn't matter to me that they're ranking #1. If I really wanted to go back and get my position back, I can easily do it. So if you look at the keywords that I'm currently ranking for and I'm getting most of my traffic for, it's like e-commerce for nonprofits, Facebook Giving Tuesday 2002, and those are the top keywords that I'm really ranking for. Okay, so that's where my content was centered. Marketing segmentation for nonprofit organizations, Giving Tuesday, everything was centered around Giving Tuesday for nonprofits and marketing, because that at the end of the year for nonprofit organizations is a big issue and a big marketing time for them. Okay, so Giving Tuesday and e-commerce and really teaching organizations about e-commerce for nonprofits and what they really needed to know is what the articles was. One of the articles was about, and the other one was about how to create specifically a Facebook giving campaign. And so that's what you see for my top keywords. Okay, now I'm going to show you this and I'm going to start ranking this. Let me go back. I'm going to rank my impressions now to show you what keyword has the most impressions. Okay, it's Microsoft Clarity. I wrote an article on my website when Microsoft Clarity first came out, and it was just an article to put out there to show that, hey, Microsoft was getting into the analytics game. but they were doing something different from how Google was using analytics. And so I really wanted to showcase that and highlight that and kind of give some alternatives to Microsoft Clarity and really kind of like educate people on what Microsoft Clarity really was. As you can tell, it gets a lot of impressions. It has gotten 43,000 impressions over the last 16 months, and it has an average position of 55.9. Do I want to optimize that article to rank for number one or for traffic to get more traffic to my website? At this point, I don't want to optimize for that keyword. There are several reasons I don't want to optimize for that particular keyword, although it could drive traffic to my website. One of the first reasons is that it's going to drive the wrong traffic to my website. I'm not necessarily targeting any websites or anybody who wants to know specifically about Microsoft Clarity or how to use it, and I'm not necessarily targeting to promote that product. Okay, so that's some of the reasons that I am not going to optimize for that keyword. Another reason I will not optimize for that keyword is because it doesn't necessarily fit with my target audience and the content that I wanted to produce for my target audience. So Microsoft Clarity and that keyword, yes, it ranks at 55.9. I could probably do a lot of optimization to the articles to get it to the page one ranking, but I just don't feel that it would the time and energy that I'm going to put into that article will be worth me any return on my investment. Simply, I don't want to do it. The next keyword that I rank for or that I get a lot of impressions for is digital marketing for nonprofits. I get over 12,000 impressions. I've gotten over 12,000 impressions in the past 16 months for this keyword. It ranks it currently at 42.9 on Google search, or the average for the past 16 months is 42.9. Now, if I shorten this to the last 28 days, if I shorten my time period for the last 28 days, that's going to give me a different perspective on my keywords. So when you're doing your keyword analysis to see how well you're ranking, what you want to do is compare over time how your keywords are ranking. Not necessarily, this will only give you a 16-month time frame, okay? So if I look really at the last 28 days and I group these by impression, digital marketing for nonprofits is the number one keyword or query that is giving that with 848 impressions with an average of 46.8. So if I go back to the last 16 months, and I'm going to write this down so I know these numbers, and this is one of the reasons I don't like using Google Search Console, is because I can't track these positions without having to write them down. Okay, so these are the impressions, and this is the rank. On them, we got the impressions of 848. Okay, so if we go back to the past 16 months, we can see that over the past 16 months, that keyword was ranked at 42.9 on average. So it has been fluctuating between the 46 and 42 position for the past 16 months. So right now, the past month, or the past 28 days, based on its average, it has lost rank in Google Ads. Now, this is a great keyword for that website. However, there is huge competition with that keyword. And it would be very hard for me to rank that keyword on page one without going deep without doing a lot more in terms of SEO. For me to get that keyword to rank on page 1 at this point in this stage, I've determined that I would have to use a lot. Everything, the landing page is search engine optimized. However, it's still not ranking on page 1. To get it to that position, or to get it on page 1, require a very strenuous link back strategy to help me with getting that page to number 1. And again, do I want to put that energy into building links for that keyword? And is it worth me building up my link backs and possibly having to pay for link backs, for link backs, not even pay for link backs, but having to create article, or not articles, but having to do public relations or write articles with quoted or any of those other type of websites like that. And do I really want to go into having to contact webmasters or trying to write assets and content around trying to build links for this keyword? Again, for me, I don't want to do that for the number of impressions that keyword brings in, because I will have to spend for that link back strategy. I will have to spend a lot of money to get that keyword to page 1, and I have estimated that I would probably have to spend at least $1,500 to $2,000 to get that page on page 1 with a link back strategy. Linking back is not free. It will either cost you time and energy or money for that link back strategy. So getting that keyword to page 1 is not a priority at this point, because there is no guarantee that that keyword is going to drive revenue for my business. So when you're thinking about your keyword strategy, there's several things that you have to think about. You have to think about, how is that keyword going to drive revenue for my business? And in the end, what is the long-term revenue that it could potentially bring? And what is the revenue goal if I spend this amount of money, $1,500 to $2,000, on that keyword? There's no guarantee in the nonprofit sector with dealing with nonprofits that I'm going to have a return on my investment for that keyword. It's the same thing with content marketing for nonprofit organizations. There is no guarantee that I'm going to get a return on my investment to get that keyword to rank on page 1. Same thing with SEO for nonprofits. Now, let me show you how to use Google Search Console in order to find new keywords that you may not have considered for your business. So we're going to go up here at the top, and we're going to go to Add Filter. What we want to do is we're going to go to query first. Well, I'm going to say go to country. For me, all countries don't matter for me. The only country that matters for me to build up for my target audience is going to be the United States. So all countries for me don't matter except the United States, and that's the first filter that I apply when I do the Google Search Console. Okay, so now we're in the Google Search Console. We've applied that one filter that I just said that we need to apply. The next filter that I'm going to tell you to apply is we're going to do a search by query, okay? The search by query, or adding a filter in terms of your query, can now narrow down specific keywords that you're trying to target or to help you find new keywords. Say you want to create new content, or you want to explore how a landing page is performing in search. Like for this website, I was doing one on e-commerce. So in this, I can either do a query, I can filter my queries using queries containing specific keywords, queries not containing the specific keywords. I can do an exact match query, or I can do a custom regex. Now, I like to use custom regex. Regex is not for everybody. It is a very difficult, regular expression is very difficult to learn, but I'm going to show you a basic regex that I like to use. So I'm going to hit the custom regex. We're going to use an open parentheses. What we're going to do is I want to find all the keywords with, I want to find every keyword with 2 keywords. Either it can be one or the other. Okay, so the first keyword that I want to search for is e-commerce. The next one that I want to search for is let's just start with e-commerce, and we're going to do a close parentheses, because what I'm going to do is going to show you how I'm going to continue to further filter this. So we're going to do e-commerce. As you can tell, over the past 16 months, I've had 92 clicks, 2,000 impressions for keywords with e-commerce. So some of the keywords that I rank for are e-commerce for nonprofits, best e-commerce platforms, nonprofit e-commerce, and as you can tell, a lot of these rank at like 4, 2, and 1. So there are a total of 39 keywords, and you may have more. You could have way more than 39. But remember, this is a niche website for me. So this is in particular one of this is not going to be representative of everybody's website. Your website is going to be different from mine. But I'm just showing you how to find new keywords. Okay? So me looking at this, I don't care about keywords that are on page 1. I want to see what keywords are not on page 1. So we're going to come to this little pyramid icon with the 3 lines here. We're going to come down to position. And I want to come over here on the left hand side where it says equals. We're going to hit that drop down menu, and we're going to see where the position is greater than 10. Okay, and we're going to hit done. Okay, and this is going to filter for every keyword that we do not, that has a position greater than 10. Why 10? Normally Google only shows anything that's on page 1 normally ranks between the first position and the 10th position. That is changing with Google search, so it might be changing to 8 or 7, and it can be sometimes 4. Is what I've seen. But in general, use 10, and this will tell you if you're ranking on the first page for Google search. If you want to see keywords that you're ranking for, but they're not on the first page, then this is the filter that you need to use. So you want to have your time frame. You want to see if you have a specific place in the search. So you can be web, image, video, or news. Then you can apply those filters, and then you can compare. If you can compare web versus image if you want to, and then you have your country filter, and you can add more filters up at the top if you wish. You can segment by device or even page. I'm not going to do that right now because this video is kind of getting long, but again, we can show you, I can see that here are a couple keywords that I am ranking for in Google and that I possibly could create some content around. So here's the first one. It gets 66 impressions per month, and it's e-commerce software for trade associations. That is a great keyword. However, that website doesn't focus on trade associations. It focuses on nonprofit organizations, or e-commerce software for nonprofit organizations. Now I can flip that keyword and do that instead and say e-commerce software for nonprofit organizations. But the article that I wrote already has that information in there, so it really doesn't make sense for me to create another piece of content around that keyword. Now, I could create, if I had a different website, I could create content around e-commerce software or create a list of e-commerce software for trade associations. It's a great keyword to use. I'm not using it. If you want to use it, hey, it's there for you to use. Now, this wasn't a particular keyword that I was focused on when I did the landing page, when I did the content piece for this website. If we keep scrolling down, well, let's look at this first one, charity e-commerce. Now, I didn't even focus on charity e-commerce. So Google is using what's called semantic keywords in order to rank my landing pages. Because I don't even know if I use charity e-commerce in the web page. I know I use nonprofit a lot, but I don't even remember using charity in that content piece. I probably did, and it's probably kind of linking some stuff. So remember that Google can tell based on your content, what your content is about, and semantically rank you in their searches as well. And that's another key point, that if you see keywords that you are ranking for that are semantically related to the keywords that you did target, then you want to go ahead and add those semantic keywords into your content as well. Just do a little bit of editing, add them in, and that'll help you, and that could help you with your SEO for that particular keyword as well. And if I scroll down, I see another one for charity e-commerce trading. And I have e-commerce donations. And I have how to make an e-commerce website in Memphis. Yes, I have a landing page that kind of targets that keyword, but it's not a focus keyword for me. For my primary business website, that is a primary keyword for that website. So I don't even focus on that keyword. Then you have e-commerce net worth. It's not a keyword that I'm going to focus on or optimize for. So sometimes you do have a lot of trash keywords, and it's not even worth your time or energy to focus on those keywords. And that's what I'm showing you right now. Now, I have e-commerce platforms for charities. I have a keyword called e-commerce platforms for nonprofits. I don't think I have a keyword that says e-commerce platforms free for charities. I most definitely don't have that keyword in my content. If you want to, and I'm pretty sure I know which key content this was for, if I wanted to go back and edit that particular blog post about the e-commerce platform that has that e-commerce platform information in there, I could easily go in and add that keyword, that semantic keyword, into the blog post, and that keyword will probably rank better. That landing page will probably rank better than the 24.7 position that it currently ranks for. And that would kind of give me a boost in the search engine. But again, for me, this blog post was just an informational piece that I had put together, and it really doesn't give me an ROI. So at the end of the day, it is not something that I'm going to be putting energy into, because it doesn't bring me any money. It took a lot of time, energy, and resources, and my brain power to put that article together. It took over 2 weeks to write the article, number one. And number two, it hasn't really brought any real business for me. So I'm not really going to be continuing to put any energy into it. Sometimes you want to really think about your keywords and your keyword strategy in terms of what is the purpose of this? Is there an ROI for this? And we can't, as best as we can, even for all businesses, we need to really kind of think about that. Was there an ROI for this business? And at the end of the day, when you're doing SEO and keyword research, that has to be the one thing that we're thinking about. What is the ROI for this? However we come up with that ROI, it is important for us to understand what it really is, or what our return on investment is. So we keep going down. I see retail and e-commerce display ad specialist. I don't have that keyword on my website anywhere. I know I don't have that keyword. And as I keep going down, I have Memphis e-commerce internet marketing and all of these keywords that I know I do not want to optimize for. So in general, and they have no real search volume for me, and so creating content based on those pages with low or no impressions or search volume really isn't a good idea. Focus on those landing pages that have, I would say, at least 100 or more impressions per month. Okay, And if they don't have 100 or more impressions per month, and I do mean per month, then you can focus on those keywords. This is over a 16-month period. These keywords are the only head. On average, look, this first one, charity e-commerce, had 87 impressions for the past 16 months. So it really wasn't worth my time or energy, or it's not worth my time nor my energy to optimize for that keyword because there's so low impressions on it. Okay, let's go back to our filter. We still have our positional. We can also go back up to our query. And let me show you some other ones. I'm going to do SEO because I know I have some SEO content on there. And I'm going to do search engine optimization. Because these two keywords are really the same. SEO and search engine optimization are really the same keywords. Okay? This one is just a shortened version of the other. Now, we're going to wait for this to cycle. Waiting for it to cycle. And it's back. Over the past 16 months, again, we still have those same filters at the top. I've only had one click for those keywords. Okay, with anything with a search engine optimization or SEO. I've gotten 13,000 impressions, and I'm at an average position of 53.1. Okay, so we're going to sort this by number of impressions. This keyword, SEO for nonprofits, has a 53.2 ranking. And if I really look at it and I want to find new keywords for that landing page, I can scroll down and see that I have 131 keywords for that landing page. This will tell you if you have optimized your landing pages to the keywords that Google thinks you should be ranking for, or what semantically Google is ranking you for. Okay, so really, this is the landing page that has gotten a lot of those queries. It's basically a blog post about search engine optimization, and it says guides to search engine optimization for nonprofit organizations. All right. So as you can tell, there are a lot of keywords for this, and there's a lot of impressions over the past year. But again, they're very low impressions, and the only ones that I would probably optimize for are SEO for nonprofits, SEO for charities, SEO for and as you can tell, there's a different spellings of SEO for nonprofits. So I'm already optimized for those. Let's see if we can find some new topics in this that I haven't written about. All right. Scrolling. Okay, here's one. Charity search engine optimization tools. This is a great keyword or blog post. If I wanted to write something, a specific piece of content tailored towards nonprofits and charities, I could write about all the free tools that I could find that will help nonprofits search engine optimize their websites. This is a great way for me to tailor content in order to drive new traffic to my website. It is a great way. It is a great resource for those nonprofit organizations. But again, I would have, for me, what is the ROI for something like this? Yes, this is a brand awareness. Let me say this about some of these keywords. A lot of the keywords that are targeted are brand awareness type keywords. So when we think about our keyword strategy, we really have to think about our keywords as where do they fall in our funnel process. Okay? Just like top of the funnel in our awareness, in our brand awareness campaigns? Do they fall middle of the funnel when people are really searching for, or when they're doing a consideration phase? Or are these keywords in the bottom of the funnel when they're really ready to purchase? So when we start thinking about our strategy, we really have to understand where each keyword falls. And if we're funneling our clients, or we're funneling our potential clients in the correct way, we can build a funnel to deliver content at each stage of those funnels. Now, for me, I really am not into building a tools, because a lot of times what I have found with nonprofit organizations is they only want the free tools, and they're not going to go into the other two. They're not going to go into the middle of the funnel. They're most definitely not, and a lot of the times, like 90% of the time, they're not going to go into the bottom of the funnel, which is the purchase phase for me. So a lot of times they're stuck at the top of the phase, and they only want the free resources. So for me, it's not about optimizing for those keywords. It's just about delivering value to them where they can have resources to get tools to help them manage their nonprofit organizations. Okay? So that's how I think about keyword research, and how I do optimization and really think about keyword research. I'm going to stop right here. I think this is a much long video, and if you have questions about using Google Search Console, then let me know in the comments what I missed, or what else you think you need to know about it. Other than that, I don't know what to say. I guess this is one of those videos that's just show you how to work Search Console and really think about the keywords that you see in there objectively. I'm Jody Mason with Cliively Digital Marketing, and you can visit me online at www.cliively.com and on my personal brand website at jodymason.me. Thanks, and have a good day.